Hey, what is up, everybody? Zero Fats here coming at you on behalf of AdventuresOnTheRiver.com, as well as my blog, by the way, Life and Times of Zero Fats.AdventuresOnTheRiver.com. I have a very special treat for you guys today. Last week, I got to sit down with a really cool dude, man. And he's somebody who not only creates and releases IM products, but he also actually does service work. He does email swipes and copywriting stuff for some of the biggest names in internet marketing. Really cool dude, really knowledgeable dude. So without further ado, let's get on to this interview where I talk to the one and the only Mark Tandon. Hey, what is up, everybody? Zero Fats here. Welcome to the Zero Fats Returns channel. And guys, today I am joined by a very special guest. He is the author of the spectacular Goofballs Guide series. He's an affiliate marketer, product creator, ghostwriter, part of the elite IM Rebels camp over there, im-rebels.com. I want to offer a very warm welcome to none other than Mark Tandan. Mark, thanks for taking some time out to talk with me today, man. What's up?
Great to be with you, Cam. Really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks.
Listen, man, for those out there who don't know you yet, could you just tell everybody, what you do, and where they can find more information about you?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm generally play in the internet marketing space. You can find more info at the web link that you actually already mentioned at im-rebels.com in the About section, and you can get a little background. But I've been in internet marketing for just about 2 years. Got my feet wet with product creation, and then dove a little bit more recently into providing copywriting and other types of services to other marketers.
Some big marketers. I'm not going to name any names, but you provide some copywriting services to some big marketers, man. Um, Listen, I got a question for you. How did you get started with online marketing, and how far have you come since then?
Great question. This may be familiar to a lot of people. I chased shiny buttons for way too long and just heard all these stories about how people made money, and I bought product after product and maybe went halfway through or three-quarters of the way through. Sometimes I tried them all the way through and didn't get any results, and still wasn't convinced that it wouldn't work. So finally one day broke down and hired a coach. And that's where things turned around very, very quickly. All of a sudden, I had accountability. I had an actual plan to follow. I wasn't chasing buttons anymore, and he got me fast and furious into product creation. Even though I didn't think I could do it, he assured me I could. So started releasing products, had some good early success. That led into, as you would know, Cam, once you start selling products, you're building lists. The two go hand in hand, and so that led into me. I really fell in love with email marketing as such a fun way to connect with people and to make a decent income as an affiliate marketer. So, I really studied a lot about better email marketing, how to become more effective, how to increase conversions, all that jazz, and that led to more products in that area. So that's where we are now. Well, I mean, I guess to round it out, based on my most recent course, is that I was fortunate enough to be approached by a few marketers that wanted me to provide services for them. So I found a really nice sideline doing that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that kind of does lead into the Goofballs guide that you wrote. It was when I first kind of was introduced to you, the Goofballs guide to $51 to $74 an hour. And I was telling you a little bit before the interview how, man, that was a real stress relief for me to read that guide because, I always kind of feel like my back's against the wall to perform with IM and to make things happen and to kind of see service, like providing services for other internet marketers as like a really stable thing to fall back on. It was huge for me, man, because it almost just felt like there was always something there that it really doesn't. It's not going to fail. It's there.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote that guide just like any other product I've done based on real results. Like I'd been out there doing this for a while, and I started to realize that there's a lot of glamour to internet marketing, and that's the whole shiny object syndrome, right? Like a lot of us, we love this idea of holy cow, I could make $1,000 by tomorrow, in my sleep by pushing a button.
Yeah,
And whereas in some cases, you do see those success stories, the vast majority don't get to that level. Um, that doesn't mean there isn't something out there for people. It doesn't mean that people may not be interested in, hey, you know what? I like my job, but I'd like to make a few more bucks.
right.
I'd like to, I'd like to be able to work in my underwear, having a coffee for a couple hours, and get paid well. Like, I mean, $50 being a conservative figure. And I think that really, I didn't expect it to do as well as it did, but I guess it shows you that there is a market of people out there that is looking for steady, consistent, just like you said, as
Absolutely.
opposed to dreaming big and, will I ever hit it or not?
And the other thing I know we talked about when it came to that was not only would it provide sustainability for people who are trying to do IM, but also, man, it really pushes a crazy amount of authority. You do copywriting for a few months, or you do some of these sales page designs for a few months. You do some of these services for a few months using the things you talk about in your guide, and you know, you just become an authority on that. I mean, you've been paid to do it. You might as well be a professional at it. And now all of a sudden you can feel free to make an IM product about it, and you're really speaking from a place of confidence now.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you get into once you start doing this for a few people. I mean, it's funny. The definition of professional is just being paid to do something, right? So whether
Right.
you get paid $10 or 1,000, you're a professional. But it's funny. A lot of people don't realize the internet marketing community. It seems huge. It's really, really small. So it doesn't take any time for your name to get out there. Once you provide, once you do a good job for someone or provide a service and they're really happy with it, out of nowhere, other people, big names, small names, medium names, whatever, they're getting in touch.
That's
And they're
awesome,
saying,
man.
"Hey, what's this worth? Can you do this? I heard you did that for so and so. Can you do the same for me?"
Yeah. That's really cool. And now the other thing, after I read your guide, this was like earlier this year when you released that, and you know, um, I started noticing your name popping up on affiliate leaderboards, on affiliate contests. And I know you know what I'm talking about with these contests. Um, you're a great affiliate marketer, man. That's what I'm kind of getting at. You're a great affiliate marketer, and I've seen your name pop up over and over on affiliate leaderboards. I get a lot of questions from people wanting to know about affiliate marketing. As someone who does affiliate marketing successfully, can anyone do it in your opinion? Is there a system you have that you can share with others that they could follow?
Well, I mean, Cam, I think we both know that yeah, technically anyone can do it. And there's a couple of approaches. Basically you're looking at traffic. Okay, you have to be able to send traffic to an offer to be an affiliate marketer. Now, there are ways to do it by just paying for ads, and you're playing a bit of a risky game doing that, but a lot of people are successful at it. The approach I took was through building a list by creating and marketing products. Now, once you do that, you build a list of people that it's the ultimate form of warm traffic. Like if you bought my guide, so you're on my email list. So when I send an email, there's a better chance than average that you'll check it out.
Right.
Um, that's I don't want to sugarcoat anything here. Anybody can create and release products, but not everybody will. Okay, that's just the bottom line. It's the easiest route to affiliate marketing success is to create and release products. Some very big names teach this method over and over and over again as a way to do it. Uh, yes, it works. It does. The front end time and energy is a little bit high in the product creation stage. But once you have that personalized traffic source, then yeah, you can do well as an affiliate marketer just because you already have a built up relationship with these people.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man. What do you say for a new person, man? I mean, how long are they looking at before they start seeing some kind of residual income, trying to build, affiliate marketing success using that kind of method?
mean, I think to be honest, to be 100% realistic, I say if you're starting from scratch, I say you need to give yourself a good 3 months.
Cool.
Um, you know, yeah, there's ways you can maybe start making some money on the side in the short term. Like if you're if you want to follow CPA, if you want to do some stuff where you can leverage very low cost traffic to get some returns. There's no guarantees, but there are methods out there that work. But to get into building a list that's of a size that's actually going to get you paid, more than a couple of sales here and there, then I would say you're looking at a 3 month commitment to, 2, 3 hours a day of really, I mean, that's what I did. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna, I won't lie. That's what I did. I spent 3 hours a day for about 3 months before I released my first product.
Nice. And a lot of that, I'm guessing that a lot of that time was probably spent on prep work, getting your product created and getting all the ducks in a row and getting everything in place for your launch.
Yeah, and you also mentioned if you're brand new, like there's a bit of a learning curve too. Like, I mean, okay, I got
Yeah.
to learn what's an autoresponder? How do oh, look at that. What's WordPress? How do like all of
Yeah.
this stuff is very easy for some, but for others it may take a bit of time. So I'm just throwing out an average,
Yeah,
but I'm
sure.
trying to be realistic. I'm not going to tell anybody I won't tell anybody that they can quit their job tomorrow and replace and make $500 a day tomorrow. Like I just don't think that that's a reality for 99.9% of people.
Yeah, it wasn't a reality for me, that's for sure.
Well, there you go. I mean,
Yeah, and that's a good point, man. And another thing you said a little bit earlier was that you had a coach, and once you got that coach, that greatly sped up your process. So
in a huge way.
that's kind of important. It seems like for people who are just getting started to remember too, there are things they can do to like speed up the learning curve or to cut down their time or whatever. And generally, it involves money, doesn't it?
It does. You know what? It does involve money. Like a lot of people shy away from coaching because they think, "Holy cow, that's now I'm talking about a couple of grand, sometimes less, sometimes more." Um, It's all about opportunity cost, though. How much, if I go through my Warrior Plus purchase history or JV Zoo purchase history, how many products have I purchased that I've never used? How many hundreds to thousands of dollars have I spent when I was trying to figure it out on my own?
Good
Did
points.
I just throw that money down the drain? Whereas you get the right coach at the right time, and that does mean some homework on your part. It does mean checking out their references and all the rest of it, and it does mean getting on some Skype calls with that person to make sure they're the right fit for you. But if you once you get there, um, you can exponentially increase like just your results.
Nice. Yeah, and the time involved, you speed up that process of, like you said, just learning things faster. And once you start working for yourself and you start kind of realizing potentially what you're worth as a person, an hour, you know what I mean? When you start thinking about like your abilities and your skills and what you're truly worth an hour, then I don't know. I think a lot of people would tend to like just jump on any kind of thing like that they could get to speed up their process of learning.
That's a really good point. When it's funny when it comes down to what I rate myself at an hour, I always rate it at what my leisure time is worth. So I'm like, okay, if somebody comes to me with a last minute contract and they're like, I know I haven't given you enough notice and I really need this in this time and I had plans and I'm like, well, my leisure time is worth a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
So for me to do this for you now, yeah, I can make it happen, but it's going to now cost you this much.
yeah, yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
more people need to realize that your leisure time is very, very valuable.
You're right, man. Absolutely, it sure is. Especially when you don't have someone else dictating when you work and when you don't work. So you always kind of feel that. You always kind of feel that in the back of your head. Well, I could be working right now. I need to work at some point. When am I working and when am I not working? And if you're not
Exactly.
careful, you're pretty much working all the time.
Exactly.
Okay, so cool, man. Let's move on here. Now, look, you release digital products, training in the online marketing niche. Um, I wanted to ask if you found that to be a good source of income. And I know you mentioned earlier that, affiliate marketing and releasing products, they kind of go hand in hand. What advice would you give to someone who'd like to profit from digital products and get into information product sales?
Well, like I said, I mean, unless you really have a great sort of basis yourself, starting with a coach is a good thing. But I think the other thing most people need to realize is mindset, and that product creation, Cam, you know it, I know it. It's not that difficult. People get all intimidated. They think, "Oh my goodness, I need a, you know, doctorate degree to release a product on ranking videos on YouTube." Whereas really, you just have to have results. If you've gone through high school and you've written a paper in history, you have everything it takes to create a product. You know, it could be
Nice.
a 20-page PDF. You could do it in a Sunday afternoon. I try to convince people of this all the time, and they don't always buy it. But it's not rocket science. There's a lot of people out there doing it. You know, just have a little bit of confidence and realize it that it's definitely achievable. I mean, again, you hinted at this before the interview. If the goofball here can do it, like who can't?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. And I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but it's not just the Goofballs Guide to $51 to $74 an hour. You actually have two other books in that series: the Goofballs Guide to Email Marketing, and then crap,
It's all
it's
good. The Goofballs Guide Reloaded. It was version 2, which was basically a
Advanced
updated
Strategy.
version with video course. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so that's really cool, man. And I love the idea, dude. This is what I love, man. I love the idea of taking a product and turning it into a kind of a series because I've been noticing in the IM space that products tend to go cold. Like you'll release them and then they have like a shelf life, it seems, of like about a week or so, maybe a week or two, and then they kind of go cold. And it's funny to have a product and kind of create a series out of it because now people like me who get like the Goofballs Guide to $51 to $74 an hour, then they figure out there's more books in that series and they're going to go back and get those books too. It kind of like increases the longevity of your products almost.
Well, yeah, in a way, I was encouraged. This wasn't my idea, but some good buddies encouraged me to go with the branding. They liked the original concept, and if you're putting out products that you can be proud of and that you feel you've got some integrity in the marketplace, then building that kind of brand is good. You know,
Definitely.
because when they hear whether it's a goofball's guide, whether it's SEO Zen, whether it's, you know, like any of these digital products that, you know, have good names for themselves, some of them are legendary names. If you stick with some sort of consistent branding, it can't hurt your following at all.
Nice. That's a good point, man. That's a really good point there. Um, so you mentioned earlier that you've been in IM for a little over 2 years, and I guess I'm just curious, man. It's a funny place to be in life, and I just kind of wonder how your friends and family reacted, when you decided to go full time IM, and just kind of what's the reaction with the real life people, when you tell them what you do and stuff like that.
That's a great question, and I think a lot of people struggle with that one. And it's funny, my friends and family had almost the opposite reaction to what I anticipated. Okay, so I thought that my friends would be like, "That's totally cool. How awesome is that?" Whereas my family would be like, "Mark, what are you doing? That's crazy. That's, you know, you're a snake oil salesman. You know, that can't
Oh,
last, etc." We're really it was the opposite. My family was 100% supportive. They're like, I don't think they know what I do. I really don't think they have any idea. But they're like, but you're making money and you're not going to a job and you're sitting at home and you're making money somehow on the interweb, you know, and
nice.
they think it's awesome. My friends that are closer to my generation, it's the opposite. They're like, we don't, what are you doing? You know, I've basically summed it up like this. And somebody once, a good friend of mine told me this, and I use this line a lot now. What do you do? I help people sell shit online. I hope it's okay to swear,
Yeah,
Cam. But
yeah, that's good,
you know
man.
what I do? Like I help people sell shit. And if they look at me funny, I go, well, you know anybody with a website that sells anything online? You know, like the Canadian Tire, they have stuff. They have an online website. Yeah. Okay, so companies like that, people like that, I help them sell their stuff online.
That's awesome, dude.
It just bam makes it so easy, and then you can just go on about your day.
Yeah, because yeah, that's great, man. Because it can be a little bit daunting to try to explain all the things that you do to make money
Right?
online.
And all the things you do that don't make you money. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
honestly, right?
yeah, that's the
So, I
truth.
mean, I find that is the one line that just puts, you know, because another guy he made me laugh so hard not long ago. He said, "Well, I figure if you're making money online, but you can't explain it to me in like a couple sentences, I figure you're doing porn." And I was like, "Well, I'm really not." So that sort of stemmed the whole let's make this simple for you.
That's a man. That's really good insight, Mark. That's
Thank you.
that's yeah. I'm gonna definitely write that one down, man.
I help people sell shit online. That's it.
And that's the absolute truth, man. That
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
absolute. It, okay, man. Listen, take us back, Mark. Take us back to the beginning, man. What was your first ever product or niche? And what were some of your takeaways from that experience?
Great question. First ever product was an affiliate marketing product based on I was teaching people how to actually be an affiliate for physical goods, physical products, and I'd gone through an exercise where I was in a certain niche. I was in the cycling niche myself because that's a passion of mine. I'd built a website around it, and I'd selected a number of products, and I'd driven traffic, and I was making money. And I thought, well, I'm going to make a website or product based on how to do that. And that really from that was my first ever product release in the digital space, and it did really well. Um, Fortunately, I had no idea because I was brand new. I had no clue.
You didn't have.
Like
Now you said you didn't have any clue that it actually did well.
no, I had no clue basically what it would take to make a product like that do well. Like there was zero promotion. I
Gotcha.
launched it on Warrior Forum. I mean, that night, the night of the launch, Mike Lance of Warrior Plus contacted me on Skype and had some questions, and I had no idea what he was. I knew who the guy was, but I had no idea. He wanted some more details about my product. He wanted to know about the commission. Um, and this is the best part ever. This funny sort of segue or story is that he said, "How would you feel about offering 100% commission?" And I said, "Well, to be honest, Mike, I put a lot of work into this, and I'd be willing to go as high as 80%. But I think that for the work I put into this product, I deserve a little bit of every sale." And
Right.
he said, "Fine." And my coach at the time said, "Oh, he'll never promote for you now because he only promotes for 100%." Well, the very next day, my product was Warrior Plus product of the day.
Wow, dude. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight, Mark. Your first product that you came out with, product of the day.
Well, very lucky though. Total fluke. Like I said, I had no idea. I had no promotion. I knew nothing about it. I mean, I just put my blood, sweat, and tears into creating a product, and maybe it was the right time. Maybe it was a niche that was a bit different. But
Right.
Mike's team checked it out, and they were like, "We really like the looks of this."
That's
And a
awesome,
couple
dude.
of big affiliates with great lists jumped on, and they sold it like crazy. So. Yeah, that was really the starting point, and then of course you can't keep that up, right? So like
Right.
I released a couple after that just to keep the momentum going,
Yeah.
and I was very happy with the products. They didn't sell as well, but that's fine. You live, you learn, and then I really got into the whole email marketing side, and that's sort of where I've carved myself out a little space.
It's so funny, man. It's almost like being an NFL quarterback and being drafted by a football team and then going to the Super Bowl your first year.
Yeah, and then getting arrested for arranging illegal sport fighting the next year, Mr. Michael Vick type of
Yeah.
deal, right? Like there are ups and downs. Like I mean, I had no idea what was happening when this Skype call happened. It was so funny in retrospect, but
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for those platforms. Like for Warrior Plus, for JV Zoo, the amount of stuff they do to support brand new people is absolutely incredible. I mean, anybody brand new that you'll read good and bad about every platform. JV Zoo and Warrior Plus, in my mind, are top shelf. Like they're really fantastic.
Cool. What was that third one you mentioned?
I think that was just the two, wasn't it?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
JV Zoom Wear Plus. Yeah, I agree, man. I like both of those platforms too. Those are the two that I end up finding products to affiliate with on a lot also. And I really just kind of started with Warrior Plus, and I really like it, man. I really like it. I find that the product creators tend to get back with me faster, and
Nice, nice.
I don't know what it is, man. And I'm not trying to like put down JVZoo in any way, shape, or form because I started out with JVZoo, but I really do like Warrior Plus, man. I've just been kind of getting into it, and I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean it's each platform has its strengths and its weaknesses. JVZoo is a bit more about slightly bigger ticket products, a lot more softwares.
Yeah,
Warrior Plus is a bit more about general info products. But there's a fit for both, and like I just suggest to people to keep an open mind
definitely.
before they explore either one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because for a while there, I just did JV Zoo, and I was like, "Hey, this works. It's easy to set my products up. It's easy," and I just went with it, and it was fine. But then I kind of started dealing with Warrior Plus. I was like, it's a little harder to set products up in Warrior Plus. I don't like this,
Okay.
and but it took a while to get used to it, man, and I don't know. It's just easy for me to network in Warrior Plus, and I like it. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Just keep an open mind on it.
Completely.
Um, okay, so if you had to give just one piece of advice to your best friend, dude, who's just getting into IM, complete newbie, best friend, what advice would you give them?
I hate to sound like a broken record here, Cam,
No,
but if it was my best friend, I would just honestly, I would say, before you do anything, go hire a coach.
nice.
Like just go hire a coach. Like don't even think about wasting time on a product or buying a website or doing anything. Just go hire a coach
It's a good,
and save yourself a ton of a headache.
it's a good answer, man. And I think it makes I think it's very relevant because a lot of people when they look at hiring a coach, they're going to see that one, two, $3,000 price tag, and they're going to say, "Whoa, dude, I'm not spending that kind of money. I don't even know anything about this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think so. Let me just buy a couple of $7 ebooks and see what I can figure out."
Oh, absolutely. But that one or two $7 ebook consistently becomes one or two $7 ebooks a week.
Yeah,
And then a year goes by, and then another year goes by, and that is exactly my story.
yeah.
Um,
Now
and
you're
and
buying products like
so
it's your job.
did I not just spend a couple of $1,000s in the course of a couple of years and waste all kinds of time and make no money? Whereas after hiring a coach, within 3 months, I had a product of the day, and like that's that's from zero to the ultimate, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to shortcut your way, like I guess the bottom line answer, Cam, is yes, there's money to be made in this space. For anybody who's questioning that, there is money out there. You just need to know how. And sometimes it's not just the how, but a great coach will also give you the focus so that you can make it happen. And that's where if it was my best buddy tomorrow said I want to get into this thing, I'd say, well, we'll talk next week after you fired a coach.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's great advice, man. That's great advice, and that might push some people who are just getting started to just say, you know what, man, I want to get started the right way, and I'm just gonna find someone to teach me the ways of the Jedi.
Well, like, to be completely objective too, like I mean, I'm not sitting here telling you like I don't have a coaching program, so I'm not trying to push my own services at
Right?
all. I don't. I mean, I'm just telling people flat out 100% objectively that is what I would do.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, man. That's honestly, and I'll be honest, that's probably what I should have done when I got started, but I didn't. I took that other route that you're talking about, and I just bought product after product, and I did figure it out, but I'm quite sure I wasted a lot of time along the way.
Yeah, but you're a lot more persistent than most. So,
Okay, so check it out, man. Here's one for you. When you're deciding what to do a product about, okay, and you're doing your market research, Mark, do you follow your passion or do you follow the money? Who wins that battle in a close fight, passion or money?
in a close fight, great question. Wow, put me on the spot. Awesome. Great question. Great question. Money's always going to win that fight.
Gotcha.
Um, when I'm deciding on what to do a product about, personally, I don't look at either though. Um, I look about I look at what I've done. So I look at what have I done that's made me money in the last few months that I can teach. So I
Nice.
look at results. I say, all right, forget passion, forget the money. Like like, I think when you say money, you're probably meaning what's the hottest niche out there, right? Like
Yeah, exactly.
if I wasn't so stubborn, I'd be releasing CPA products, right? Because you slap that on a title and you sell 1,000 products, right?
Right.
I'm out there going, well, no, I'm going to teach people how to make money based on how I did it.
Nice.
So I guess maybe in a way that's a little bit about passion, but it's more just about results to me. It's just go out there and if you're going to release a product, which I think you should, you need to have a method that does something good for somebody. Maybe you know how to build a list. Maybe you know how to create great converting Facebook ads. Whatever it happens to be. Like Cam with you, with ranking YouTube videos, driving affiliate sales through those. Um, that's what you teach.
Yeah.
That's what you create a product about.
That's a really good point, Mark, because I see so many people, on Facebook and in IM space, who are launching their first products about stuff, and like they have no idea. They don't know what they're even talking about. They just found some kind of PLR thing and they kind of retooled it a little bit and they're throwing it out there, and it's like that's not based on results. That's nothing that they've actually tried or anything like that, and it's just like, man, that I don't think that's gonna work, dude.
No, it's not going to work long term. Now, some of these people have been taught that way. They've been taught, you know what, you can release products, you can buy some PLR, you can tweak them and make them your own. I guess that's fine. I don't want to take anything away from anybody that's getting excited about launching products. I
Sure.
just think that if you're going to do it long term, um, you want to build a sort of a base of integrity where people can buy your product and know that it's proven. Whether or not they ever use it, that's on them. But they can always look at me and go, damn, I know this guy did what he said because I just copied his results and it worked for me.
Dude,
And
I love the results answer, man. That's a really good insight. And these people that are just getting started, I mean, it's they can borrow results. They can be like, look, I studied Mark Tandon. I studied Lee Murray. I studied all these people, and I've been studying them for a month now. And look, man, here's all the insights I've gotten from these masters of affiliate marketing or whatever. It's almost like they're borrowing the results of people who have been successful.
that's a great point. You can borrow results and you can borrow authority. Like nobody's reinventing a wheel here. You can just go out there and say, this method works. And here's proof,
Yeah,
and here's the interview I did with such here's the interview I did with Cam on how this guy ranks YouTube videos where things are getting way more competitive than anything else.
right.
Like that, those are tangible results. I mean, so whatever the product is, even if you're not the expert, like you just said, you can borrow those results if you've got contacts with the right people.
Yeah, it's a good it's a real good point, man, because I think when people first get started, they're like, dude, I don't have any results. I don't know what to do, man. I haven't done anything. What am I gonna have results about?
Yeah, they don't have to be yours as long as you've got connections with the people that do have them.
Yeah, it's a good point. Okay, dude, listen, let's get hypothetical here, all right? I'm gonna put you in a position. You lost everything. No money, no list, no anything. You have 30 days to get to profit. That could just be a buck. 30 days to get the profit. What do you do, man? What do you do from scratch?
Okay, I've lost everything. I have no income. I have no list. I have 30 days. Um, I'll give you the unpopular answer, but the realistic one.
Cool.
Um, is the first thing I'm going to do because I'm a realist is I'm going to go out and get myself a job, probably a part-time job.
Nice.
I don't care. I mean, people think this is all glamour. You know what? I know a lot of internet marketers that work outside of internet marketing. I'm going to get a job, and the reason I'm going to do that is everything I do online there's going to be expenses. I'm going to need a domain. I'm going to need hosting. I'm going to need an autoresponder. All of these things. I can't do it if you've told me I have no money.
Right.
So I need some money.
It's
So I'm gonna
true.
go get that job. I'm gonna get that. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be, $15 an hour, whatever it happens to be, 2 to 3 days a week, so
It's,
that now I can get started in. If it's got to be really fast for me, it's going to be product creation. I'm just going to basically I'm going to skip the coaching. I don't have the money for it. I'm going to skip all the standard platforms of shiny objects, and I'm going to go and learn everything I can. And the search engine I'm going to use is going to be YouTube. And
I
I'm going
agree
to
with
use
that.
YouTube to search how to create digital products. And then once I've done that, I'm going to use YouTube to search how to successfully launch digital products. And I guarantee you, within 30 days, with that kind of motivation, because I have no money, I'm gonna have a product ready for release and a solid marketing plan to get me there.
That's great, man. And you know what? What I love about the whole job answer is, in true entrepreneur form, I noticed you mentioned it was going to be a part-time job. Like
Yes,
even
yes,
in
it
that
is.
even in that hypothetical scenario, like you're protecting your time. Even in that hypothetical scenario, you are protecting your time, your most valuable asset.
I That's a great point. I'm absolutely protecting my time, but what a lot of people may not want to hear is that I said, "Yeah, I'm going to go out and get a job," because what I'm saying indirectly is that I don't expect to make $300 a day starting tomorrow.
Right.
I don't think that's a reality. But reality, life is reality, and you have bills to pay, and you will have expenses to incur to get to $300 a day. So let's
Absolutely.
get some money coming in so that the pressure's off on that front and then we can get going. And you can do it all. If you are that motivated, you can learn it all on YouTube, honestly.
That's a great answer, dude, and I 100% agree with that. That is so true, man. Take the pressure off and utilize. To me, I don't know. To me, it's one of the greatest things on the internet, man. I mean, there's so much information on that platform. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. It's owned by Google, so it doesn't matter. I mean, they are the world's largest search engine. But like the amount of value you can find on there, like I mean, even we got into digital product creation a while back in this talk. I mean, you could create products just based on stuff you pulled off of YouTube, like literally. I mean, if you were just dialing your search enough, you can find anything you need, and step by step by step, like without ever paying.
It's a good point, man. It's a very, very good point. Mark Tandon, what are you currently working on, man? What are your plans for the future?
Wow, what am I currently working on? Well, I have been very fortunate to form a couple of recent, shall we say, strategic partnerships. One is a fellow Canadian who's an ace copywriter, so she's really stepping up my copywriting game, and we're starting to do a lot more copywriting contracts, which I really love. It's kind of like a step above email marketing, so really, really love that stuff. Like so much. Okay, I guess I kind of beat that to a pulp,
Sure.
but so copywriting, yes. And as you hinted at earlier, my boys in the I Am Rebels and I, we're moving forward with building out the content on our blog, keeping engaged with our Facebook community, and what we're doing is we're now starting to move away from a couple of platforms and get a lot more of our information products released on Udemy, which we find is a really cool way to do it. So
Really?
that's our next step. Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I've been I kind of shied away from Udemy because I was a little intimidated about the camera thing. I didn't know if I needed to upgrade my camera to do Udemy courses.
Yeah, they're stringent. They really are. Like they give you all the opportunities. Like you can submit videos and test videos, and their quality team will get back to you. But the bottom line is they have a standard for presentation
Sure.
because they've learned in their results that students that find that your presentation standards meet a certain quality, then they'll take your course and then they'll follow through. So yeah, that was a bit of a tough learning curve, but I think in the long term, it's definitely going to be worth it. It's really a credible platform. So that's where we're shifting our resources to now.
Mark, I love imrebels.com. This is a great website, man. You guys have done an awesome job on it. I've learned a lot just browsing im-rebels.com. So I wanted to give you my hats off to you on that, dude. It's a
Oh,
great
thanks a
website.
lot, man. I mean, it's all a function of the team, and we're just out there to share some results and give some tips and some free content to people that want to stop by.
He is author of Spectacular Goofballs Guide IM series, affiliate marketer, product creator, ghostwriter, and part of the, as I mentioned, elite IM Rebels camp over there at im-rebels.com. Mark Tandon, thanks so much for being on the show today, man. I appreciate you.
Great talking with you, Cam. Thanks for your time. Had a blast.